Imagine, if you will, sitting down to your morning coffee, turning on your home computer to read the day's newspaper. Well, it's not as far-fetched as it may seem. In fact,
Yo, it's your boy Zeta Don, and we back at it again with another episode of Inspired Empire Podcast. Today we got a good family friend here. We got Tua. He's an actor, activist. He does everything in this community. I mean, he's good at everything. He speaks Spanish, everything. Tell us a little bit about yourself, man.
Yo, what's up, y'all, man? First off, man, I just want to thank you for having me on the show, man. Big ups to you doing these great things, man. I feel like it's needed. My name is Tua Kealoha, man. As you said, man, I do a lot of things, you know. But first and foremost, man, I'm a father, I'm a family man. I just care about my community very, very, very much, and I try to inspire by using my platform to encourage people that they can follow their dreams instead of following the crowd.
Hey, man, I appreciate you joining us. And by the way, I didn't know how to say your last name, so that's why I didn't say your last name.
Now, how you gonna be a family friend and don't even know how my
I didn't know your last name. I just know Tua. It's Tua. I know it started with a K. It started with a K.
Kealoha. Yeah.
Hey, man, but I knew you wanted to come on here and you wanted to talk about the subject that kind of caught my eye. It was about how Polynesians are close with African Americans.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Man, honestly, like you know, on a deeper aspect of everything, you know, I feel like we all came from one continent. You know what I'm saying? We all know we came from Africa. And as much as people don't want to believe that, you know, I see the similarities of how we act, you know what I mean? And, you know, we're very family-oriented. We love our mom. We love food, you know what I mean? And I think both of our people, you know, our history, we've been through a lot, you know? And I think I just wanted to show people that, you know, we're the same people, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
I mean, as far as the two cultures, what do you think is the disconnect? Like, where do you think we disconnect at?
I think the disconnect is the lack of understanding each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know, having to take a look, you know, about Black history, and have, you know, Black people as well look at Polynesian history. Mm-hmm. You know, we've been through, you know, oppression and all that. You know what I mean? And I just feel like, you know, if we take the time to like understand one another, we'll find out that we've been through the same.
Right. The same thing, pretty much.
Shit.
Yeah. Well, shit. Yeah, you can swear on here.
Yeah, on my.
You can swear.
You know what I'm saying? Sorry, Mom, but yeah, man. I just, you know, like I just wanted to, you know, because so I moved in Salt Lake in 2006, 7, you know, and just the whole culture of, you know, like Polynesians not getting along with Blacks. I just thought that was odd. You know what I mean? I thought, you know, we're in the same struggle. You know what I'm saying?
Because you're from Hawaii, right?
Yeah, I'm originally from Hawaii.
So like in Hawaii, is it like that as well?
Nah, you know what I'm saying? Like I mean, if you went to high school with me, like I went to a school where a lot of kids that were in the military, right? Their parents were in the military, so they were from all over, you know, the United States. And I mean, we got along well. I mean, yeah, you're gonna have some like people not, you know, some of the locals not wanting, you know, outsiders come in and stuff like that. But I found myself like getting along with everybody.
One big thing about Utah though, like everybody here is kind of like, I call it a melting pot. Everybody's just kind of mixed in with each other. I know when I was in Missouri, like there were Samoans, but like I never knew what a Samoan was because you wouldn't see them because it's that segregated. So like I know that's part of the problem too, because like when you go to different states, I also see it is kind of segregating. Mm-hmm. You won't really know if you're not around that type of culture, you know.
And the thing is, you know, I think it takes a person that thinks outside of the box, that has the courage to break that.
That's deep.
Who got the heart? Who got the balls to do that? You know what I mean? And like, it brings me to like saying, you're never gonna find yourself if you stay in your comfort zone.
Which is a lot of people.
Yeah.
Everybody. So, I mean, it makes sense because like where I'm from, a lot of people won't leave Missouri, or like they just won't leave the neighborhood or anything like that. So like, of course, they're just gonna stay in their comfort zone. They're not gonna understand anything.
Yeah.
You just stay at home all day or won't leave the block that you're from. You're never gonna know shit.
Exactly.
So I mean, as far as the cultures, I mean, when what made you want to change like outside the box rather than like any person that you've been around who doesn't want to do that? What made you want to do it?
I just for the simple fact that I got along with a lot of, my black brothers and sisters, man, and I just like, man, how can I say I love these guys and not bridge that gap between my people and them? What is love? What is love? If I say I love you, my brother, like, do I keep you away from my people, or should I share my culture with you? And that's when you share your culture, you find the similarities, right? We love our mom, we love food, whatever it is. But like, I think what made me want to break that, cycle or build that bridge is just like knowing that someone else can help you from another culture. I mean, if someone can help you, why not let them help you, despite their race, their religion, or their color? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Like for me, a big thing was because when I moved here from Missouri, obviously I kind of still had that mentality. I couldn't really get outside of my comfort zone still, but like sports helped me get there.
Yeah.
Because it was like if I play football, I'm like, he's Mexican, he's
yeah,
you know what I'm saying, he's Polynesian, but I'd die for him. Like,
yeah,
we're pretty much going to war together. I felt like that changed my dynamic of everything. Because growing up, now I got friends of all different races. You know, what inspires you to help people in your community with that though?
It's like it's like a person knows the answer to the problem, right? And when I see people struggling to find that solution, and I know the answer, it's like I want to tell them the answer, how to fix your problem. And I started my career. Well, first off, like I think a lot of people could say that I kind of started off my career in security, right? I've done security, all over downtown, and I kind of built a lot of relationships, right? But my other side of my career, man, I started in the juvenile justice system, right? I started at Decker Lake as a counselor. I became a senior counselor at Salt Lake Valley Detention. And then eventually I became a gang prevention specialist, right? Try to help kids get out of gangs. And what taught me a lot when I was working at the detention center was you got all these kids from different neighborhoods, different colors, and different religions, right? Mm-hmm. But then they hate one another because they're taught to hate that person because they're from a different area. Mm-hmm. But then when you stick them together and you do groups with them and you make them get along, right? They start to see, like, why am I hating this kid? He got a single mom home like me. Mm-hmm. He struggles like me. I got to take care of my siblings too. I'm struggling in school too. But I was taught to hate him because, whoever was his street mentor, whatever you want to call it, was teaching him to hate him because he's wearing a different color or something like that. So when I start to see like kids getting along from different neighborhoods or different sets, whatever you want to call it, it's just like, man, if I can do this on a bigger scale, imagine what, the world would look like. So I wanted to be that person to like bridge that gap to where like, you know what I'm saying?
Because like, and I've told E this, I feel like the highest thing you could do in human form is inspire people.
1,000.
Obviously, I got nip on my arm, and I learned that from him. That's
Rest
why
in peace, Nipsey Hussle.
Exactly. So I feel like, because me and you, obviously, yes, I've known you, but like, I never knew you to inspire people. I knew that's what you did, but I didn't know exactly what you did because I never asked. So like, that's my first time hearing that. So that relates with me. So that's exactly why I do what I do, is because I want to inspire people to, like, whether they have depression, anything. If you want to come on here and talk, this is a platform to do so, And I feel like that's just something that kind of builds a fire on the inside of me, Like, because, I mean, back in the day, like, I was just one of those kids. You've seen me. I did bad stuff.
Badass kid.
Yeah, I was bad. But I didn't have a platform to speak my mind or anything like that. So I want to get back to people that way.
Yeah.
And it's actually been pretty cool because we just barely last week went to Solo's event, was helping people.
Oh, yeah, that was dope, man. Shout out to my big old Solo, man.
Exactly.
It's the Uso right there.
And I mean, with the whole Nipsey situation,
Yeah.
do you feel like that also correlates to your cause?
Man, I just got goosebumps, man. And you know what? To be completely fair, I've been bumping like Nipsey like way before, all this, this whole marathon talk and all that. And the reason why I got so much respect for Nipsey and I love the way he moved was he played the cards that he was dealt. Like he was given this hand that, he was born with, and he made it into something beautiful. And as he progresses, he used his platform to inspire people. And that's what I'm about, And I was just telling you, like, people don't realize in order to be a great leader, you have to lead by example. You have to get your hands dirty. If you want to save kids' lives, and the reason why I'm so passionate about our youth is because those are the guys that's taking over when I get old. You know what I mean? And we gotta inspire them to follow their dreams, man. Like, you know what I mean? And that's why I use my platform, the acting, the security or the businessman to inspire them that they can do it. And I came from the bottom, I came from the bottom, and I think, like I always say, man, like I tell kids, if Tua can do it, I can do it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that's why, I got so much love for this, Nipsey Hussle marathon, because that's what it's about. It's not a race, man. It's a marathon.
When you're doing these things for acting, like, how do you also use that as a platform when you're acting? Because, like, as far as your kids, because is there any pushback? That's what I wonder. From kids, like, is there any pushback from you trying to, like, inspire them, anything?
Of course, I think the pushback is a defense mechanism, right? When you come from something that you're not used to or that you haven't, like, a lot of people are scared of what they don't understand.
Scared to change.
Scared to change, exactly. And then, one of my favorite sayings is intelligence is the ability to adapt to change. Because life is it changes all the time. So a lot of kids that if they gave me pushback about me chasing my dreams, one, they think that, I'm being fake, or like, I was just using it for the gram, whatever you want to call it. Or two, is they're afraid because it's a defense mechanism. Like, they've been hearing it from so much adults to do this, and that. Tua is just one of them. But see, this is where it captures their mind, and this is why I'm so successful in changing these kids' lives, because I'm consistent. I'm consistent. Everything is consistency, bro. Okay? And, I mean, when I kind of told some of my family I want to be an actor, man, of course I got the laughs, like, yeah, right, But bro, when I was consistent about chasing my dreams and showing them what I'm about continuously, they start to respect me. That's like, man, he's serious. And that's why I like to show the kids consistency. I walk what I talk about. I stand what I talk about. You know what I mean? And like people, it's funny, man, because like I see people in the city like they it's always like, oh man, I see you doing your thing. You still acting? It's like, yeah, still acting, trying, And once you make a commitment to follow your dreams, bro, you gotta stick with it.
Yeah, you can't give up, because I mean, I've only been doing this for about 2 weeks, and I've already experienced everything that everybody told me I was going to experience. And some days are harder than others, bro. Like, when I first started out, it was like what you said. I was scared.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I made a whole bunch of excuses. What about cameras and all stuff? But like, as I did it, because I just had my son, so it was like, as I was going through it, I got a new job. I found a camera guy who's willing to work with me.
Dope ass camera dude.
Yeah, cool as hell. And it all just fell into place. Now that I'm here and I'm doing it, and all this stuff is starting to hit me, it's like, okay, well, I gotta adapt this way.
Yeah.
And I gotta communicate with him, and it's just more like consistency. Like, because after I dropped that first video, it was like, all right, well, I gotta drop another one, and just keep going. So I feel like a lot of things that you're doing is correlating with me, because we're both on the same page.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's real cool.
1,000.
That's real cool. Now, with your acting career, like, what type of things have you experienced? Because I know that's a different ball game.
Yeah. So acting, you know what, man? The biggest lesson I learned about acting is about being rejected. Okay.
The word no.
It helped me like take rejection better. Does that make sense? Because like in acting, man, like you study for this role, you put your heart into it, you got people supporting you, and then you go for the role, and then you end up finding out that you didn't get the role. It hurts, bro.
How many times did you do that?
Yeah, a bunch of times. I'm getting goosebumps right now. A bunch of times, bro. Like at least more than 100, 200.
So like, what do you do to prepare yourself for the next time you go? Because I'm sure that's in your head. Like, what if I don't get it?
I've taught myself to like go for it and not worry as too much, like, you know, wanting to get it. I just go it, and it pretty much, you know, if it comes, it comes. And I know my time is coming, man. But rejection is very, very hard to deal with. And, you know, rejection of, you know, people, rejection of my own people, you know, being rejected by relationships, being rejected by, you know, all kind of people, you know what I'm saying? So with acting, you know, it kind of taught me to where, like, you know what? Everything is meant to be God's timing. You know what I'm saying? If, you know, I'd pray, you know, even in, you know, auditions, like, man, you know what, God, if this is for me, let it be, you know?
I mean,
and shout out to my girl helping me on my auditions, man. Like, she has no acting experience, but you know, them Mexican, them Latino girls, man, they
slap you.
Yeah, like, she know what's up. Like, she be telling me, like, you know, you got to do this, you got to do that. I was like,
say that line right.
Yeah,
do it again.
Yeah,
that's what's up, man.
She critique on everything. She a good supporter.
For you to do acting, what made you want to act?
Bro,
Denzel Washington. I already knew it.
Yeah, The Rock. Honestly, bro, you know, honestly, I've always wanted to act since I was a kid. You know, every movie I watched, man, I pretended that I was, you know, the main character, right? But, you know, I don't know if this is a Polynesian thing, and, you know, all my Polynesians can speak on it, but I feel like it was frowned upon. Like when I said, like, I want to go to acting class, or I want to go to theater class. And, you know, a lot of my homies kind of like, I think I remember telling my homies, like, yeah, I want to take theater, and they thought it was like whack. It's like, bro, serious? So, like, doing the plays thing in high school, I mean, you didn't want to do plays in high school, did you?
I did improv in high school.
Okay, that's cool.
And it was frowned upon for me too.
Yeah.
I get it. Tupac did ballet, he did theater, all that shit.
Bro,
and I'd always make that a point.
Speak
you know
on
what I'm saying? But I always like, because I wanted to be a comedian, honestly, when I grew up.
Yeah.
Or I want to do something funny. I like to be in front of people. So it's just like.
You funny.
Yeah, I try. You know,
funny looking. No, I'm just kidding.
You funny.
No.
You funny. You got me there.
No, man. But so like it was frowned upon, and I didn't really like pursue that because, you know, a lot of my homies thought it was whack, and I kind of like acted in the, you know, behind, like in the mirrors and stuff like that, in the shower and stuff like that. But I was doing security up in Sundance. You know, Sundance is a big thing out here in Utah. And for those of you that don't know what Sundance is, it's pretty much people from all over the world trying to push their movie to get whatever, you know, funding or producers to get on it. And I was the doorman, right? And some lady was like, you should be in movies. I was like, man, you just trying to get in the party. So like, long story short, we exchanged emails, and, you know, I went and auditioned for a role on a Steven Seagal movie, bro. And I grew up with Steven Seagal. I think people are too young for that, but I ended up auditioning for it. Bro, no acting experience, just straight passion, right? 2 weeks later, man, they emailed me saying, congratulations, Mr. Kealoha, you got the role. And because of that role, I swear to you, bro, when I was on set, bro, everyone was asking if I'm from LA. I was like, no, I'm from Utah. Everybody was from LA. Like, no acting experience, bro. I kid you not. And because of that movie, I got an agent. I booked another movie on Netflix. I booked another movie. And when there was a time where there was a movie where I went for a second callback for a movie and I didn't get it, that's when I learned about rejection. You know?
So, I mean, as far as rejection, because I know you said that it's hard, but like what process did that put you in? Like, did that make you depressed? Did that make you like?
Bro, I wanted to quit. I wanted to quit acting. I was like, man, this ain't for me. You know what I mean? This is it the right word, facade? Mm-hmm. Yeah, is that the right word? I don't know. I mean, but I wanted to quit. And so I didn't quit. And I went on, bro, and check this out. I got a movie called on Netflix called Deidre and Laney Rob a Train. I had like 10 lines, bro, on that movie, speaking lines, right? So it ended up getting into Sundance that year. Okay, so I went to the premiere. I'm like excited. Yeah, man, this is what's gonna take me off, bro. I got to the movie. They caught 9 of my lines, bro. I only had 1 line in that movie, bro. And it was a heartbreak, and I wanted to quit acting again. You know, I was like so devastated. You know what I'm saying? So
why was that though? Like, why did they cut?
It's just one of the lessons that I learned. If you're a supporting character, bro, like the editor and the director have the last say. You know, to like, you know, if it doesn't work out for the vibe of the movie, they can cut you out, bro. And I had to talk to one of my mentors who was an actor too, and he goes like, bro, I've been in 3 movies and they cut all my lines off. So for you getting your 1 line, be grateful, you know. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you're gonna get a lot of no's in life, man. Like a lot of closed doors, but the thing is consistency, man.
Just being persistent. That's what it's all about. I know that you were talking about writing scripts.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
So what is your idea with scripts right now?
My idea of scripts, I'm writing a wrestling script right now about how 2 best friends kind of like went their separate, they were like so into wrestling, like 2 little kids, like, you know, doing wrestling. You know, you did the wrestling moves and watching wrestling at the same time, and kind of life just separated that dream because they both like, you know, wanted to be wrestlers, but one got married, the other one got married, and the wife said, no, you think about wrestling, that's for little kids, you know, change your life. But one guy gets a divorce, and they're like, and he tells himself like, bro, I have nothing to lose. I want to be a wrestler. So that guy tries to go back to his best friend, which the wife said he can't think about wrestling, and try to get him to become his trainer and stuff like that. So that's what I'm writing right now.
It's dope. How far are you into that?
Bro, I'm only on like the 5th page. I'm slacking, to be honest.
Why you think that is?
No excuses, man. No. It's just been busy, but
I feel you. Life happens. Like that
yeah,
happens. I feel you because I be like that too. Now, as far as you mentoring, like, how do you do all this and be a family man? Because I know you have kids, right? Like, how? Because I'm struggling with this right now. And I'm just asking, like, genuinely from like person to person, how hard is that to just juggle? Because you got relationships, you got kids, you got career. Like, how are you?
I think how I learned how to juggle and be and fix my priorities is just my girl, man. She just made it. She just gave me. Sometimes you're so stuck in your world and you feel like you're doing the right thing, which is pretty much, you know, 80% you're doing the right thing, right? Mm-hmm. But then you're neglecting a lot of the important things. And sometimes, you know, that's the whole thing about being a person in leadership, is like taking feedback and taking, you know, criticism from a person that really cares for you. Mm-hmm. So I didn't learn all this about my priorities till, you know, my girl came into my life, and she just, you know, kind of just broke it down to me like you're a great person. You're doing all these great things. You feel like, you know, you're able to handle all these things, but you're neglecting the most important part, is your home. And she taught me, she says, in order for you to be solid out in the world, your home has to be solid first. The strong foundation starts within your home. And then, yeah, bro, about to tear up, bro. Like, you know, and I never thought about that way, because we show love in different ways. You feel me? Like, I show love by buying my kids food. I show love by buying them clothes. I show love by taking them places. But are they solid inside? And I thought I was making them solid because, you know, I deal with kids, you know, helping them kids, like, oh man, I'm a good person. Like, you know, I help save kids' lives. But the home has to be solid, bro. Your home.
And it's weird because I don't know if you watched the I Am Athlete podcast, right?
Yeah.
You ever watched that? Have you seen the one with Deion Sanders?
I haven't watched that one.
You haven't watched it? It's like funny because I was literally just talking to my girl about this. He said men get so, like, we get caught up being who we are. Mm-hmm. And when we come home, it's just like, whatever. Like, mm-hmm. I'm all right. You know what I'm saying? Your girl's asking you, how was your day? She wants you to ask you, you know what I'm saying? Like, how was your day? Or if she wants her hand touched, she wants to be touched.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We forget about that. So I'm pretty glad you talked about that.
Bro,
'cause that's really important. especially in today's
Honestly,
world.
man, like, you know, that was the biggest lesson I learned, like, just recently. You know, like, you feel like you got, like, all these successful things. I booked a role. I got a security contract. I'm killing it at my 9 to 5, you know, helping these kids, getting a promotion. But then when you come home, where's that man? Where's that great man at? Right? I got to be the man at home too. You know, not just outside in the world. I got to be a man at home. And that's where it starts, is having a solid foundation at home. And, bro, like, you know what I mean? If it wasn't for her, man, I wouldn't even, like, realize that shit, because I'm so stuck. Because I'm walking around, like,
Exactly.
successful as hell, you know?
Yeah, that's weird, because I feel like most men, we thrive off success. We're like, yeah, I'm killing shit. And then it's just like, when we do go home, it's like, damn, bro, like, fuck.
Yeah.
This happened today. I feel good, but I don't really feel good, and it kind of plays in your head, bro. Like, it's kind of weird, you know what I'm saying? And that's actually lead me into the next thing I want to talk to you about, because we're talking about Polynesians and Black people doing therapy.
Yeah.
We need to normalize that.
So honestly, bro, I see Meek Mill. You posted about, you know, we got to find a way to make therapy cool for the Black community. And I said, man, the same thing. And we got to make it cool for, you know, therapy to be cool with the Polynesian community. And I've seen a lot of people says, man, we need to make therapy cool for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, and I love the whole thing. You know, I get where they're coming from. But Zay, this is another lesson that I learned. In order to change the world, bro, I got to start with my people.
Right.
I got to start with my people first.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how can, like, and that's why I'm a part of this, the Uso Felafani Car Club. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's Samoan founded, but we let anybody in. But, like, I got to be an example to my people first. You got to be an example to your people first.
Right.
And then things will trickle down, right? And I've said this before in other podcasts, man. I feel like Polynesians, and you can, you know, say it to this, like, you know, as Polynesians growing up, we weren't allowed to express our emotions to our parents.
I hear that a lot, because I remember Solo talking about that.
Yeah.
I've heard that.
It's like, you know, if it doesn't hurt you, don't cry about it. You know, I didn't know what anxiety was, bro. I didn't know what anxiety or depression was. You know, like, you know, like, and I don't fault my parents for that. You know why? It's because they were taught the same way.
Yeah. But somebody has to break it. So why not it be you?
Yeah.
You know, that's just one of those things. Like, you could fault your parents, but it's not going to do you any good.
No.
It won't help you be a parent. So.
No, and shout out to my pops, man. He's a pastor, man. And, you know, for a long time, I kind of like hated him for no reason, bro. When he was only doing the things that he was taught. And I've expressed how, you know, I felt to him like a couple of years back, and we've been closer ever since. You know, and it sucks because as a parent now, you wish you could go back and do all those, you know, they were just looking out for us. And that's the biggest thing. Like, you can't blame our parents. They're learning too.
It's like we're all learning.
We're all learning.
We're all learning. And that's basically what therapy is. It's a learning process. Some people take it as an attack on them, because a lot of people don't like to hear the truth. I'm in counseling now. I don't like to hear the truth. I don't like to hear about myself, or like, oh, well, you do this, and you're like, hell no, I don't do that. Like,
Exactly.
But it's true. That's why you're getting upset. You know? So I think
How old
that's
are you, bro?
important. I'm 26.
Bro, 26. Like, I'm 34. I'm learning about behavior, manipulation, you know, playing victim. You know, I'm learning those things now, you know, and therapy can teach you all these things. So you don't push the same agenda to your kid. You know what I mean? But like I said, man, we're always trying to do better.
Always. That's the only thing you can do, is try to be better than the next day. You know what I'm saying? Before the day before, not the next day, but the day before, you always try to be better. Be a better person. Just learn from it.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you want people to take from this podcast? Like, what type of message do you want to give to people?
Man, everything is about education. We can't fight violence with violence. Education is the key. You know, us, whether you Black, Polynesian, white, Latino, we get to this thing to where, like, when things go wrong, we want to lash back. Take the time to observe, find out why, what's the root of all this evil, these things that are going around in this world. And it takes education, learning about each other, learning about each other's cultures, celebrating people how they live, not looking down on one another, you know, figure out why people act the way they do. You know what I mean? My biggest thing, man, in order to change our future, we got to learn from our history. Our history is like telling us. Man, I was telling my kids, you know, at the group home I work at, you know, I played them Changes by Tupac. 96, 95. All the lyrics he was saying, you know. You think those are the same things that's going on in 2021? Absolutely, man. It's the same shit. But what are we going to do? We're going to let it play? I mean, we can't control everything. But we can control who we are. We can't control who we affiliate ourselves with. We can't control our example to our family, our kids, our people around us. We can change that. I just want people to really take a step back and just learn people, learn each other.
That's important, man. That's real important. Well, man, this wraps up our podcast today. I really appreciate you coming through, talking to everybody.
Yes, sir.
And giving out that message, because that's really important. And I hope you keep inspiring people, keep
yes,
acting,
sir.
Keep pushing, keep doing your thing. Hey, man. Hey, I'll see you guys back next week. Hey, that's it.
Quick shout out. Hey,
Church.
Shout out to my Uso Fella Funny Card Club. Shout out to Elate the Moms, my boy DeMar Jones. Yeah, inspired, baby. Let's go.
Hey, let's go. Church.